This year, it's surprising for me to see that beyond just individual politicians, so many government institutions are leveraging YouTube so successfully.
Bangsa Indonesia itu super kreatif, super inovatif.
We are constantly working super hard to make sure that we're providing the best training to our creators, improving our tools, so that they can tell better stories.
Dan sekaligus juga YouTube sebagai sebuah platform digital yang mampu menciptakan kesempatan-kesempatan baik yang sifatnya tradisional lama maupun yang sifatnya baru, kreatif, inovatif.
Kita panggil ya, ini dia
Putri Tanjung. Tes. Selamat pagi teman-teman semua, senang sekali hari ini bisa diundang jadi bagian dari acara yang sangat menyenangkan pada pagi hari ini. Dan seru sekali karena hari ini kita benar-benar syuting episode Ngobrol Sore Semaunya. Jadi nanti akan tayang langsung di YouTube-nya Eksklusif Media pastinya. So, welcome to Ngobrol Sore Semaunya with me Putri Tanjung. Today's Ngobrol Sore Semaunya episode is super special because today we are here at Royal Glasshouse Park Hyatt for the YouTube Impact Report Launch 2023. And our guest is very special and has come all the way from Singapore. The one and only, the Vice President of YouTube APAC. Please welcome Mr. Gautam. Hi.
Selamat pagi.
Selamat pagi. Hi,
morning.
Mr. Gautam.
Good.
How's
good.
your bahasa?
It's okay.
It's okay. How are you?
I'm good. I want to say good morning to everyone. I also wanted to thank the minister for her kind words and also tell her that what she outlined as her objectives is so aligned with all of our efforts as well.
So, Mr. Gautam, before we talk more about YouTube and the impact, let's play a game.
Okay.
Let's play a game to warm up. So the game is called Rapid Answer. So I will give you several questions and you have to answer the first thing that comes to your mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So what is your favorite thing to do in the summer?
Favorite thing to do in the summer is visit Indonesia with my family.
Oh, that's nice.
So we've done Bali several times.
Okay.
2 years ago, we were in Labuan Bajo and Komodo.
Beautiful.
And then this summer, we went to Lombok.
Oh, okay. So what item is worth spending most for you?
Oh, education, self-improvement. I think that's the best investment you can make for yourself.
Physical strength or mental strength?
Mental strength.
Street smart or book smart?
Street smart all day long.
Same. A night in or a night out?
Night out.
What is your least favorite activity?
You know, my philosophy on this is if I don't like it, I don't do it.
Okay. Last question. What is your favorite feature on YouTube right now?
Feature?
Yes.
I think I'm very excited about some of the things we've announced with AI and generative AI. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in our session.
Great. So talking about YouTube, as the Vice President of YouTube APAC, what are you watching these days? And do you have any favorite Indonesian creators?
Okay, so the second part of the question on favorite creators, it's like asking a parent who's your favorite child. The minister talked about the diversity of Indonesia, and that's to me the beauty of YouTube as well, is like our creator ecosystem is so diverse. And so to me, they're all my favorites. As far as what I'm watching, You know, I've lived in lots of different countries. So I grew up in India, then I moved to the US for high school, college, grad school, and then moved to Singapore in 14 years ago. So I've been exposed to a lot of cultures. And what's interesting about YouTube is that that's 3 countries, right? But on YouTube, you can actually be exposed to cultures from all over the world.
Yes.
And then on top of that, I'm a foodie. And
same.
I like to combine culture and food in what I like to watch. Okay. So most recently, I've been watching videos from the Kimbap family, which is a multicultural family here in Indonesia that goes and tries a lot of street food together. You know, they're great videos, and the food always looks yummy. So for me, it's the fusion of culture and food, and experiencing that through YouTube.
So I remember we met last year during the first Impact Report launch, and we met a lot of creators, we met food bloggers and everyone. So what have you been busy in this past few years, and what have YouTube been busy for this past few years?
Yeah, so, you know, we are constantly working super hard to make sure that we're providing the best training to our creators, improving our tools so that they can tell better stories. I'll walk through a few different efforts. So when we talk about training, Shorts has been a big thing for us. And so Shorts Bareng is a program we've been running here in Indonesia, where we've done workshops in over 10 different cities to help creators get better in storytelling through Shorts. And that's been a huge success. In fact, we just announced on our earnings call yesterday that Shorts globally is now generating 70 billion views a day.
Wow.
And that was 50 billion views just 6 months ago.
Wow.
And Indonesia is one of our largest markets for Shorts. So there's a lot of work that's gone into that. The minister talked about the importance of education. So we've been working with Kokpisa and the Ministry of Education to train, I think, over 2,000 teachers and students on how to create better learning content, because that's such a big part of our ecosystem. I talked about AI, and there's a lot of excitement. I think AI is going to really supercharge creation, and it's going to be amazing for our creators. So just a few weeks ago at our event, which is called Made on YouTube, our annual event, we announced something called Dream Screen, which will allow creators to use prompts to generate image and video background. So imagine you have a team, you go find the best spot to shoot. Yeah. Now, so much of that can be enhanced through AI. So we're excited about that. We also announced a new app called YouTube Create, which is a lightweight mobile app. It's free, that will allow creators to be able to edit right on their mobile phones, and so that's a great improvement for us. So yeah, I mean, those are the things that I've been excited about. You know, and when you add all of that up, you know, monetization is obviously important. So we talked about creation. We've gone from just one way for creators to make money to over 8 different ways to make money on the platform. And the channel's earning revenue from these alternative sources in Indonesia has grown 170%, or, you know, from 2021 to 2022. So that's been amazing. And with combination of all of these innovations we've shared, the growth of Shorts, and all the different ways of monetizing, that's all led to YouTube contributing 7.4 trillion Indonesian rupiah to the Indonesian GDP. So I'm very proud of all the hard work from the creators here, and obviously the impact that we're having on the country as well.
So talking about all the innovations and creators, there are so many platforms available now, right? So how creators can, it's now for me as a creator myself, it's very hard for me to decide. So does it make it, so, okay, brief me, like where to begin our creation journeys, because there's many innovations, there's a lot of different platforms. So where do we start?
Yeah, no, it's true. I mean, obviously, I've been involved with YouTube pretty much since Google acquired it in 2006, and the optionality for creators has grown. And it's great. I mean, I think it's great for the creator economy, but creators will gravitate towards whichever platform gives them access to the best audience, the largest audience, and a combination of monetization opportunities. And I feel like YouTube is and continues to be the best place for creators because we allow them to be multi-format, which means that, I talked about shorts. They can express themselves through short form video. They can express themselves through long form. We have live streaming. And we have recently also launched audio and podcasts. And so when you think about the combination of those formats, now you can decide as a storyteller which is the best format for you to use, right? And so that's, I think, to me, the big differentiator. And when I talk to creators, they aspire to be on YouTube because of that, because it gives them that optionality. And as a result of that, we've seen creators succeed a lot here as well. I talked about the impact, but the number of channels that are earning more than 100 million rupiah a year in Indonesia has grown 35% year over year. So that's great. And then when these channels grow, and the minister talked about the impact of that, it has a ripple impact across the country because a lot of these channels now are hiring staff in order to help them with their content and programming. And so, so that's great for not just our creators, but for the country as well. You've got a business and you've got channels on YouTube.
Yes.
You started in 2020.
We started in 2020 with only 18 members, including myself. We run 5 show series, 5 IPs. Now we have 100 team members and we run 20 plus IPs.
So that's great, right? So that's one example right there. Not only have you 4x'd your number of shows, but you've 5x'd the number of the team that you have working with you. And that's what we see, right, across the country. In fact, I think we already talked about the fact that just like you, there are 400,000 other creators and partners here just in this country that are employing teams to help them. And that's the broader impact, which is really, really great, right, for us to see.
Yeah. So as a media company ourselves, we really appreciate that the partnership with YouTube and its effort to support the media industry in Indonesia. And other than, creators building teams and employing other people, I noticed that the report looked into the wider impact on different sectors as well. Can you tell us more about that?
Yeah, so first let me hit on the media company part. We talk a lot about creators, but media companies are such an important part of our ecosystem as well. And just like we are adding value to creators, we're also providing a lot of value to media companies, specifically when it comes to helping them reach global audiences. And when we did the report and the surveys, 73% of media companies actually said that we helped them grow their reach. And I'm sure you see that too.
Yes.
Like I'm sure you have audiences not just from Indonesia, but people are watching your shows from other parts of the world as well. And that's the beauty of being a global platform, that we can allow that to happen. The other thing that's happened is that over time, as media companies have engaged more with us and figured out how do they program on YouTube, but also program on their OTTs or on their TV channels, YouTube has become an increasingly more important part of their revenue source. And that's very positive. So I'm extremely happy with our efforts there. When you talk about like what the report looked at, we expanded the scope of the report from last year to this year. And so instead of just focusing on creators, we actually looked at the broader impact that YouTube is having across the ecosystem. And we found that there's 5 key sectors where YouTube is having positive impact. One is SMBs. And it's clear that as SMBs are now increasingly figuring out how to utilize YouTube and have content strategies, that we're helping them grow their businesses. The second, the minister talked about education. Certainly, and this is one thing that I'm personally very passionate about, is YouTube is democratizing learning. Whether that's academic or skills-based or passion-based learning. And so that's a huge part of our effort. The third one is the music industry. The music industry is benefiting now not just from the advertising revenue that we are generating, but also through our subscriptions business. And that subscription business is doing extremely well. In fact, we've got 80 million paying subscribers globally now. And so that creates a dual revenue stream for our music partners. And they also know that YouTube remains critical for them for breaking artists and breaking new music. In fact, 83% of them right here in Indonesia said that YouTube is critical for that.
Is there anything that surprises you about the Indonesia's creative ecosystem?
You know, last year when I was here at our event, it was incredible for me to experience how politicians, the governor, the mayor, ministers were all using YouTube so effectively, right? In fact, Minister Sandy was at our event and he joked, he said, "Oh, Gautam is here, I need his help to grow my subscribers," right? And so, but you know, you see that quite often. And then since then, we've also launched something called YouTube Health. And for that, we've worked with hospitals and other health institutions. And so that effort has been ongoing. And this year, it's surprising for me to see that beyond just individual politicians, so many government institutions are leveraging YouTube so successfully to start programs and campaigns to celebrate things of national importance like the National Day or religious holidays. And in fact, you know, I think we have several of them with us today who have succeeded quite well, and we have gold and silver buttons to share with them. And so, first of all, I wanted to say thank you to all of them for all their hard work and the success that they've seen here. And we're so happy, and I'm very happy to be here in person to celebrate that with them in person.
Great. So as we come to the final part of the show, let me remind you that our conversation will forever stay on our YouTube platform, CXO Media. And we have one signature question that we ask every single one of our guests. Are you ready? So picture yourself watching this episode again 5 years from now.
Okay.
What would the present Gautam now like to say to yourself that is watching 5 years from now?
Oh my God, your hair is great so much. No, I mean, I think I would, like, if I were to give myself a message for the future, I would say I'm proud of you for upholding YouTube's mission to give everyone a voice, for working really, really hard to make sure that YouTube continues to be the best place for creators and users. And while doing all of that, you've also been an amazing father.
Great. Thank you so much, Gautam. Thank you, everyone, for watching. Please don't forget to watch Ngobrol Sore Semaunya every Thursday, only on CXO Media. Bye-bye.